Hello, I'm Buddy Pennington, pastor of Westville Assembly of God in Holmes County, Florida, and welcome to A Few Minutes with Titus. This is lesson number 2 and part 6 of our Bible study on the New Testament book. I'll be reading to you from the King James Version and the New Living Translation version of Titus chapter 2 and verse 15. Allow me to do that for you now. King James Version. These things speak and exhort and rebuke with all authority. Let no man despise thee. New Living Translation version of that same verse. You must teach these things and encourage the believers to do them. You have the authority to correct them when necessary, so don't let anyone disregard what you say. Now, this final verse of Titus chapter 2 has in it a concept that we need to take a look at, and that concept is found in the word authority. The Greek word used in the King James version of this passage is the word epitage, and it means an injunction or a decree. It implies that an individual has the power, the authority, to place an injunction or decree into effect. The New Living Translation definition of the word here is to command, to have the power or the right to direct, to make decisions, or enforce obedience to a direction or decision. Now, Paul is indicating to his young protege that his responsibilities as the one who has been appointed by Paul and left on the island of Crete to complete the work and to establish elders in the congregations carries with them the authority to be able to make the necessary decisions and to be able to place people in the positions of authority as leaders within the congregations, as elders. It possesses that authority because of the responsibilities. Now, Paul is saying to Titus that he has the authority to make those spiritual decisions that have to be made. And he also has the authority to direct the physical behavior that stem from the spiritual instruction that he is giving to the people. Now, we are living in an era in which the subject of authority, both spiritual and physical, is a source of intense debate. Authorities on both realms are coming under serious scrutiny as people question the motives and the agendas of the people who are placed in physical and spiritual places of authority. Now, let's try to maintain an objective approach whenever we become involved in any debate over the authority of individuals, regardless of whether they are spiritual leaders or physical leaders. People who exercise power and exercise the authority to direct that power to us should be looked at, but we need to be objective when we do that. All authority exists under the will of God and have been allowed to exist because he has chosen to let them exist. Physical authorities are supposed to punish evildoers and to reward those who do good. Spiritual authorities are supposed to instruct in the wisdom of God and encourage and strengthen the faith of believers in God. When they fulfill those expectations, people should obey them and follow their leading. Now, Titus had been trained by individuals who were gospel leaders and who had passed on to him the instruction and the wisdom coming from God. He had been placed in a position of authority as a spiritual leader by Paul, who had received his authority directly from Jesus Christ. Now, Paul is encouraging Titus to do and say what is necessary with the knowledge that he does have the authority to back up his words and to back up his decisions and actions because of the authority coming from the gospel. As modern day Christians, we are to encourage and accept the authority of our leaders. We are to pray for them. We are to support them in every fashion that we possibly can, whether they are spiritual leaders or physical leaders. And in the case of spiritual leaders, we should respect and obey them unless it is apparent that they are in error and cannot scripturally support what they are deciding to do. Now, the same holds true for physical leaders. We should obey and follow their examples unless they are leading in a manner that is destructive to our society. And in the physical realm, that situation is another topic for another day. Now, this concludes our lesson 2 of our study of the book of Titus. We will begin lesson 3 in the next video. It is our prayer that these studies are a blessing to you. May God richly bless you until the next time that we get together for a few minutes with Titus. We pray that if you have questions or comments or even prayer requests, you would leave them in the comment section on our website. Take care until next time.